Hi y'all, Everything Sportsman here. So I told you that I was going to do a little cook and eat and let you see what it's like to eat carp. It's supposed to be really bony. I said that in my last video. I'm sorry I haven't been posting a lot of videos lately. I've had a lot of stuff going on with going back to work and the new baby and everything. So with that being said, I'm gonna do a little cook and eat. Alright, so I'm gonna cook up some white bass, some carp, and some catfish, and there's another fish I caught today. It's called a sauger. Cook that up too. It looks like a walleye. I heard they're really good eating. So I'm gonna cook that up. I gotta clean the kitchen a little bit, get rid of some of this mess so I can actually cook and get around the kitchen the way I'm supposed to. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get these fish laid out, and then I'll show you what they are. I'm going to lay them out so that I can season them. I don't typically season them the way that you would typically season fish. I season them kind of more like a steak, and they seem to taste better that way for me. I also do a lot of cooking in lard and not in olive oil, because lard seems to be a lot healthier for you, and olive oil, if you get it too hot, whether it's on accident or not, if you get it too hot, it turns into poison, is what they say. Alright, so these here are white bass. This line here is all white bass. This is a blue catfish, and then these here are the sauger. Now I guess it's time to season them up. I am missing one seasoning. I'm very upset. Well, I'm not very upset about it. I just like it a lot. It's Lowry's seasoning salt. That's what I'm missing. But I'll show you each thing that I'm using before I put it on. That way you can get an idea, and then maybe you can taste what I eat. First thing that I always start with when I season food is salt. Now I'm using sea salt this time just because I don't have the Lowry's that I'd like to have. Now it really doesn't matter the order. We're going to do black pepper next. This is just great value black pepper. You always set them aside too, so that you know which one you've used. Garlic powder. Now I like to get a good thick coat of garlic powder on there. And same with the rest of the spices. You don't want to season it to where you can't see the spices, because if you do that, all the grease or whatever you use is going to eat the seasoning. So this is onion powder. Alright. This is my favorite, easily my favorite one. Smokehouse Maple by Grill Mate. This is brand new, yeah, see, I gotta take the top of it off. Alright. A little bit of weed, dill weed that is. Now dill weed, you don't want to put way too much on. You don't want too much of a dill taste. I like the taste of dill, so I put it on there. And a little bit of sage. Now with sage, you got to watch out. You really don't want to put too much sage. It'll mess up your bowels for sure. Just a nice little crop dusting of sage. Alright, and then, I like to rub it in and make sure that it gets a good stick on there. Maybe get some on the bottoms of them. Yeah, about like that. Yes, I did wash my hands. Don't worry about that. Plus, I'm the only one eating it tonight anyway. My wife is visiting family. Alright, we're going to go ahead and boil all this up. Now that all that is done, we got the control fish complete. We're going to go out and get the carp, because we need to be able to cook that, obviously. That way that y'all can get an idea. It's still frozen. I laid it out in the shop, and it's 30 degrees outside right now, so I didn't have that much time to... Well, it had since about noon, and it's 5 o'clock now. Alright, so let's get this unbagged. I might have to call a friend to come over here and help me eat it, but I think I'm not going to cook the whole thing. This is a lot. So I think I actually have 2 fillets in here. Hang on, getting a phone call. All right, I'm back. Got done with the phone call. Now we're going to unbag this. This is actually grass carp. This is not Asian carp, I think. Hang on, let me make sure. Yeah, it's grass carp. I don't know if you can see that. I can see it pretty clearly. All right, so we're gonna unbag this grass carp and get it in the pan. So, I called my friend and he's gonna come over and he's gonna help me eat this fish. And the guy can eat a lot. And so he definitely enjoys food. Unlike me, I don't really enjoy eating. I eat kind of because I have to. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and unbag this and get it seasoned up real good. And then so he's basically gonna be my taste tester to see about how good it is. I'm not sure how good this carp's gonna be, but we're gonna find out. I heard it's really good though. All right, that's a lot more than what I was wanting to cook. We're gonna do it a little bit differently. Now, being so they're so big, my wife would kill me if I cut on her pan. So, being so they're so big, I'm just gonna cut them. You see this? Just listen closely. It's not that it's frozen, those are bones. So, worst part I heard about eating carp is the bones. Listen. I don't know if you can hear that, but I can hear it and I can feel it, and I don't like them. Alrighty then. Now this one, you know what, I might just re-vacuum seal this because it's still frozen, and I think it would be okay to re-vacuum seal it and then eat it later. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing sealed up. All done. Okay, being so that it is so thick, I'm gonna have to do it a little bit differently because see how thick this is? See how thin this is? There are 2 different pieces. This is the tail piece and then this is up towards where the head would be. They're pretty thick pieces. Even these ones here. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna make it, it's gonna get harder to get all the bones out of it when we eat it because I can't go throw, you know what, let's do this. There we go. And that piece will cook. I can't put it in the oven because, like all good things, my oven broke. So these are cookable pieces here. There you go. Alright, here's the lard that I told you about. This is what I like to use to cook. Let's go ahead and throw some of this in the pan. And we're going to need a whole bunch just because we're cooking a lot of fish and it's not really a deep fry, it's more of a light fry. So we're going to use about that much. Probably even more a little bit later. Turn this thing on high just to get it melting. Remind me to turn it on low here in a second. Alright, now all we do is sit here and wait for the lard to melt and then we can start throwing in fish. Looks like it's heated up enough. Let's cook a little bit. Let me get this little spoon caddy that my wife likes me to use. We should start with the carp so that I can I'm going to move the carp to this bowl. The carp is pretty easy to tell the difference between it and the other fish, so I'm just going to throw them in here on top of this bowl. Oh, my grease is getting too hot, starting to smoke. Alright, first piece of carp going in. First little bit of carp is coming off. Alright, let's get the next little bit on. That's all the carp there, so now let's do this piece. This is a piece of white bass. Alright, now we're just going to sit back and let that cook, and then once that's done, I'll take it off, and then I'll cook up the rest. You pretty much got the idea of how I've been doing it, and then I'll bring you back in when we're going to sit down and eat it and see what it tastes like. Well, the pan is empty, and that's because all the fish is right here. So on the top here, this is carp. This is that sauger I was talking about, and then here's white bass, and then these two big pieces here is catfish. This is Jacob. He is going to be my taste tester. Say hi to everybody.
Hey, what's up?
Alright. Let's get it done. Let's see what it's like. At first though, I'm going to show you basically the bones. And I'm going to have to go get us a couple plates. I'm going to grab this one. This is the tail piece here. I'm going to see if it's got bones in it. Like the rest of it, I know does. See that right there? There's some bones. And this is in the tail section. If you know anything about cleaning fish, the tail of the fish is where there isn't any bones. But in carp, there are. If you swallow those, it's going to be a bad day for you. I worry about bones. I really don't like eating them. And if you grab a different piece of carp, like the bigger carp, the bigger chunks, look at this, all through the meat, there's just bone after bone. Honestly, I need to watch more YouTube videos to figure out how to eat carp, because I'm sure there's an easier way than just pulling it all apart and taking all the bones out. But these are big, gnarly, mean bones. Go ahead, Jacob, dig in and
start doing the same process you're doing.
Well, that, or you can just bite it and pull the bones out of your mouth. Either way, any way you want to eat it. But basically, I just want to know what you think of it compared to all the other fish that you've eaten. Alright, so that should be about all the bones out of the tail section. So I'm about to take my first bite of carp. It's a little bit greasier, it seems, than, or a little bit slimier than other fish that I've eaten before. But let's go ahead and give it a try.
I didn't have any bones in my section, actually.
You didn't have any bones?
No. Really enough to have a piece about like big.
You must have got a back section that I cut in half.
Or else maybe I'm going to find a piece here. Like that.
There's one. I hate bones. Yeah. So it's pretty good. My first impression is it doesn't have that much of a fishy taste to it that I would expect because of the slime. Definitely bones, and that's going to be the biggest reason why I don't want to eat carp, is because of bones. It actually tastes really good. It doesn't have the fishy taste in it. If you've ever had sturgeon, I would compare it to sturgeon. So it's very good. And now I'm going to eat a piece of the control fish just to compare it to. So this is a piece of white bass. Let's give this a try. It's a lot better. And the reason why I think that it's a lot better is because it's smaller chunks. It's a lot smaller pieces, so it was able to soak up more of the seasonings than the carp was. And you know, like, for example, take a chicken breast, for example. If you bite into a chicken breast, the outside of the chicken breast is going to have all the seasonings on it, and it's going to taste good for a couple chews. But once all the seasonings go away, then it just tastes like nothing. It tastes like chicken, and that's it. With a smaller morsel like this, the white bass, it's got seasoning on both sides of it, and it holds the flavor the entire time you're chewing it up until you swallow it. And I think it's a lot better than the carp. And it's boneless.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. But boneless is definitely a perk. And so again, this is the white bass that I'm eating. It's always a perk not to have the bones in the fish, obviously. And I can definitely relate with the thinner piece being more tasteful. Because honestly, with this carp, what it honestly reminds me of is cod. Because cod is cut very similar, very thick. And you get more of the, I don't know necessarily the fish taste, but maybe more like a plain flavor because it's just more meat instead of like the seasoning like you were saying.
All right, there's my second opinion. And so now we're going to smash this fish. I don't think you want to sit there and watch me eat all the fish. Oh, wait. Before I smash it, there's 2 more fish I got to try and let you know. This is the sauger. Never had it before. I was told that it's a lot like walleye. Never had walleye either. So let's give it a try. Kind of grainy, kind of falls apart really easily. Not much taste. Has a lot of seasoning taste.
Yeah, like the question is, are we getting the flavor from the thin cut or the actual fish? That's the question.
All right, so that was the sauger. Now we've tried everything except for the catfish. Wow. You want a piece of that?
Yeah.
Oh, we lost a chunk.
Hell yeah.
So you've eaten a lot of fish with it cooked in like different oils, like olive oil
Usually,
and
yeah.
vegetable oil and stuff. What is your take on lard?
I enjoy it. Like I said, I personally find myself to be a hard food critic because to me food is food, but I like the different taste. I guess it does have a different taste than obviously vegetable oil and all that stuff.
In my opinion, it tastes a lot cleaner. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, I feel it's like less heavy for sure.
Right. All right. This is blue cat, or blue catfish. It's the catfish that's blue. It's a predatory fish. So let's dig in. Oh, and by the way, the brown stuff that's on the bottom of fish, if you cut that off of your fish, it's going to be a lot less gamey, but you're losing a lot of nutrients out of it. They call it like your bloodline, right? And what that does, it's basically, if you take fish oil pills, that's what you're taking is the bloodline, basically, the brown stuff that's on the bottom of your fish. I don't suggest cutting it off, but if you don't like the fishy taste, then go ahead and cut it off. It's a lot squishier.
Very squishy.
It doesn't have much texture.
It didn't burn all the way through. You mean like the on the pan? I think.
So you're saying I didn't cook it all the way?
No, like I'm saying, like obviously there's again thick pieces.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Well, cheers. I'm gonna eat this up, and then I'll get back to you on a closing. All right, guys. So I gotta kind of be honest with you a little bit. It's been a few days since I ate the carp. This is the closing video for the carp. I have to say that it tasted really good, but I didn't enjoy the bones. So probably not gonna be. Well, I'm not gonna be cooking carp up anymore. No more carp. Just because I don't deal with the bones. I don't like them. But it tasted really good. It's been a few days
it's been a few days because I had my son's birthday party and everything. He just turned 3, or he's going to turn 3 on the 18th, but we celebrated a little bit early. But I needed to wait to do the closing video because there was something I was waiting for in the mail. And so I want to show you what that is. Really excited about it. See where it's from. All right. These are the latest thing on the market apparently, and I need to know for myself if they're any good. So while I'm learning, I might as well record it and let y'all see what it is too. These are the FX hybrid slugs. So basically you can run them out of your STX barrel. You don't have to have a slug liner for these. At least that's what they say. But I'm gonna give them a try and see what they do, and I'm gonna see what they do on a see what kind of knockdown power they have on things. I'll just say that much. So anyway, this is Everything Sportsman here. I hope you enjoy my videos. I really do. I'm gonna try to get back into the swing of things and start recording more for you guys and everything, but just everything's starting to calm down now, so it's going to be a lot easier to record. Yeah, like and subscribe if you like what you see, and then I'll continue to do some things. There's a lot of things I can't show you that I do because YouTube don't like it. So anyways, like and subscribe. I'm your guy, Everything Sportsman.